I made it into East Berlin, and the atmosphere here feels completely different from the West. You can feel the tension everywhere, the checkpoints, the watchtowers, the silence in the streets. Nobody here realized yet that in just a few hours, this divided city is about to change forever. Everyone here is glued to the radios tonight because East German official Gunter Schaberler just announced new travel regulations on live television. Nobody seems to know if he made a mistake or if the Berlin Wall is actually about to open after nearly 28 years. People are leaving their apartments and heading towards the checkpoints. This is happening right now at Bornberger Straße. Thousands of East Berliners are rushing the checkpoint after the announcement that travel restrictions were lifted with immediate effect. The guards look completely overwhelmed. Nobody seems prepared for this. The guards are arguing with each other right now. Nobody seems to know what orders they're supposed to follow anymore. People are demanding to cross into West Berlin tonight. After almost 3 decades of separation, the Berlin Wall may actually be collapsing in real time. This is huge. These are some of the very first East Berlin families crossing freely into West Berlin tonight. People are cheering, handing out flowers, and honking their Trabros nonstop because this border was sealed for nearly 28 years. You can actually feel history changing around us right now. Checkpoint Charlie has completely transformed tonight. Just hours ago, this was one of the most heavily guarded symbols of the Cold War, and now people from East and West Berlin are celebrating together in the streets. Everyone here knows they're witnessing one of the biggest moments of the 20th century. People are actually standing on top of the Berlin Wall right now near the Brausberg Gate. For almost 28 years, this barrier divided East and West Berlin, and tonight thousands are climbing over it, waving flags and celebrating together. Nobody here can believe the Iron Curtain is collapsing this fast. News crews from all over the world have flooded into Berlin tonight. The fall of the Berlin Wall is being broadcast live across Europe, the United States, and the Soviet Union because everyone realizes this could mark the symbolic end of the Cold War. You can barely move here without running into cameras and reporters. People have started tearing pieces directly out of the Berlin Wall tonight. Civilians are attacking it with hammers and chisels while crowds cheer behind them. Everyone here wants a piece of history before the wall disappears forever. I do too. Families separated for decades are finally seeing each other again tonight. Some of these people haven't been able to hug their relatives since Germany was divided in 1961. You can hear people crying everywhere because nobody thought this day would come so suddenly. I'm sure the whole of Berlin will never forget this day. Entschuldigung, wie fühlen Sie sich heute Abend?
Wir sind einfach unglaublich glücklich.
Ja, und wir freuen uns endlich auf die Zukunft.
Berlin has turned into one giant street festival tonight. People are dancing on top of the wall, bands are playing beside the Brausberger Gate, and everyone's passing around pieces of the Berlin Wall like souvenirs. After decades of division during the Cold War, this city suddenly feels completely united. I can't even describe how surreal this feels right now. I have heard that there are endless lines of Trabio cars waiting to cross into West Berlin for the very first time. Tonight, everyone can drive freely again. I want to go see how far these lines stretch. Let's go and check. Look at this line of Trabaras crossing into West Berlin right now. These tiny East German cars have become symbols of the wall finally opening after nearly 28 years of separation. Crowds are cheering every single family that makes it through the checkpoint tonight. I'm back at Bornholmer Straße now. People are really celebrating here. Congratulations, sir. Heute Abend sind wir alle Deutsche.
Dankeschön, Frau Lenn.
It's the morning after the Berlin Wall opened, and the entire city feels different now. People spent all night celebrating here near the Brunsbruckscher Gate, and for the first time in 28 years, East and West Berliners are moving freely between both sides. You can still see the remains of the border system breaking apart around us. The Brunsbruck Gate is finally open again after being trapped behind the Berlin Wall for decades. Thousands of people are gathering here because this monument used to stand inside the heavily restricted border zone between East and West Berlin. And now, Germany is united again. These East German border guards are just standing here watching the wall come down. For years, they were ordered to protect this border as one of the strictest checkpoints in the Cold War, and now civilians are tearing it apart right in front of them. People from East Berlin are walking into Western department stores for the first time tonight, and they're completely overwhelmed. Many East Germans had only seen products like these on television or in magazines because consumer goods were heavily limited in the GDR. Everyone keeps stopping to stare at the electronics aisles and shelves packed with Western brands. Entschuldigung, möchten Sie etwas kaufen? If you could take home anything from this store tonight, what would you choose?
Vielleicht später. Jetzt möchte ich nur noch sehen.
People all over the world are waking up to headlines saying, "The Berlin Wall is open." Television stations are replaying the footage nonstop because this moment could mark the symbolic end of the Cold War. Everyone in this cafe is glued to the news, trying to process how quickly history changed overnight. Honestly, I think this city is still in shock. I'm going to leave them alone now so they can process everything that has happened over the last day. This moment belongs to them. I don't even know how to process what I've seen in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, this city was still divided by guards, checkpoints, and fear. And now family are reunited, people are crossing freely, and strangers are celebrating together in the streets. It's truly amazing.